guys, welcome to Drawing Manga 101, where we'll go over all of the basics that you need to know to create your own manga character. The first one that we're going to talk about is drawing the base. This is chapter 1, and the chapters will be comprised into two subsections. The first one, 1A, will be components. What is a base exactly? What do you need to keep in mind as you're creating the skeleton of your character? Not literally, but your figurative blueprint of what pose you want them to be in and how to make this applicable to your plot line or your story. Just making sure that your reality can match your imagination just a little bit better. The second one is going to be posing. So once we learn the components, I'm going to show you how to organize them to make your character look kind of how you want to. If they are squatting, I want you to know how to organize the components to actually make it look like your character is squatting instead of maybe sitting or bending awkwardly. I want you to be able to be confident in how you organize these components. The next one that we're going to talk about in chapter 2 is ages. So after you've got your components down and you know all the basic things that make a person, we're going to learn how to manipulate not only the face but also the body to match the character's age that you have in mind. So for 2A, we're going to be going over a baby, a toddler, and a child. And I'm going to tell you how to make your character look younger, smaller, cuter, without it just looking like a tinier version of an adult. Then for 2A, we're going to talk about teenagers, adults, and elders. And there's a few major things that differentiate these stages of life. So we're going to go over those and make sure that you have them thoroughly embedded in your mind, so when you're creating your character, they're going to look how you want them to. For chapter 3, we're going to talk about ethnicities. Of course, in manga style, the face isn't realistic, so what else can you do to make sure that the ethnicity of your character comes across? We're going to talk about the skin and certain ways that you can manipulate the features in 3A. And in section 3B, we'll be talking about the hair and different styles that you can create to make your character look their ethnicity. Next up, in chapter 4, we're going to talk about manga styles. So some people think that manga is just one all-encompassing term for a Japanese style. But there's actually many subsections of these styles that go with different genres. So depending on the genre that you might have in mind or the reasons that you're drawing your character, that might change the style that you draw them in. So in 4A, we're going to talk about chibi and moe, which are very cutesy, more feminine styles, but they can also be applied to really any genre out there in different situations. Then for B, we're going to talk about shonen and standard, which for shonen is a more masculine, action-oriented style that you might find in shows like Dragon Ball Z. Very muscular, sometimes the characters fight each other and have to go through tournaments to reach a certain goal. And then standard style is pretty much when they're not overtly action-y, they're not overtly cute. It's not realistic, but it doesn't have any kind of exaggeration on a specific part of the body besides the eyes. Next up, in chapter 5, we're going to talk about personalization, which is the really fun part. Once you have how your character looks and the style that they're going to be in, you have the choice to change their expression. So these could be really outright expressions like sadness, anger, or they could be more subtle expressions like disappointment or a tinge of confusion. Then you also have clothing in 5B, so you'll be able to manipulate the style of your character to pretty much any wardrobe choice. So we'll go over dresses, suits, scarves, hats, all that good stuff. So whenever you're ready, grab your drawing equipment and we're gonna get started.